Back in 2014, there was a breath of fresh air for the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the form of the colorful team of scum of the Guardians of the Galaxy. With this film, the studio discovered a new world, the world of space. And now, almost 9 years later, we will see the continuation of the adventures of the Guardians of the Galaxy in the cinema. The premiere is scheduled for the 5th of May 2023, and despite the fact that the official trailer was not yet been released, we have already seen it, and ready to tell you what the studio has prepared as the finale for the already beloved team from the Marvel film world. Hello, this is the non-spoiler channel, and in this video you will find out what exactly was shown in the trailer and which of the Guardians of the Galaxy will most likely die in the movie. At the San Diego Comic-Con panel at Marvel, the studio not only talked about its plans for the film universe, but also delighted fans with trailers of upcoming projects. And while teasers for She-Hulk and Black Panther Wakanda Forever can already be seen online, at least 2 feature-length films that will launch the 5th phase of the film universe are still waiting to be released. We hope to see them in their full glory in September, after D23, with the Ant-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogies. We already did a breakdown of the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer, and you can watch it on our channel. And now it's our turn to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The director's chair will be occupied just like the previous 2 times by James Gunn. Despite the scandal and firing from Disney, he's back to his job. At the show, the director explained in more detail what awaits us in the future film. According to him, this will be the end of the story of the space team. Gunn also assured, "It doesn't mean that everyone will die, but we'll say goodbye forever to someone in this movie, that's for sure." We'll talk about who it will be a little later. James Gunn warned fans that the latest film will be emotionally charged, and confirmed that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will have a completely different tone than the previous installments. And this is made clear to us from the first second of the trailer. The song Do You Realize by the Flaming Lips plays, and the lyrics include, "You realize that everyone you know is going to die someday." And we realize that the deaths of beloved characters will be an indelible part of the film. We are shown particularly the entire Guardians team from the first seconds. We see the characters of Chris Pratt and Karen Gillan. Nebula informs Star-Lord that they have arrived to meet Gamora. They have. Gamora is set before us as the leader of the Desolationists, who now have to team up with the Sentinels for an important mission. Zoe Saldana's character is not our Gamora, but her version from Avengers: The Final Solution. Such a quick appearance in the teaser suggests that her search will not be given much time in the movie, and they won't make a big deal out of it. But still, we'll see Peter Quill trying to find his lover's heart once again. Despite the obvious dramatic nature of the movie, it is not without Gunn's trademark sense of humor. In the next scene in the trailer, we see Quill trying to have a serious conversation with Gamora while they are wearing spacesuits. But she calls him Quinn, but it seems that they were talking on an open channel, and their conversation was heard by the whole crew. Next, in the trailer, we see Baby Rocket being pulled out of his cage by someone's hand. A shot of the little raccoon has already flooded the internet, and his cuteness is just off the charts. The third part of Guardians of the Galaxy will be directly related to the Rocket Raccoon and the story of its origin. We know from the previous movies that Rocket is the result of genetic experimentation. But who did this to him until recently remained a mystery. And now it is almost 100% known, and his name is the Supreme Evolutionary. He will be the main villain of the film, and play him on the screen Chukwu Iwuji, known to viewers for his role in the TV series Peacemaker, also James Gunn. As his character, the actor appeared on Comic-Con. He looked really cool. In the original, the Supreme Evolutionary was a genetic scientist from Earth named Herbert Wyndham. One day he got hold of records and blueprints that allowed him to crack the genetic code. Of course, he took advantage of them and pumped himself first. Thanks to this, his intelligence jumped to an unpredictable height. He developed telepathy. He could communicate with animals, humans, and machinery with his mind. He learned to fly and change his height and mass. After multiple skirmishes with the Avengers, the Supreme Evolutionary was forced to leave Earth and traveled into space. There he created his own planet, which was called Contra-Earth. It was on the opposite side of our planet's orbit. There he continued his genetic research and experiments. In particular, he created the new humans, greatly accelerating the evolution of animals into intelligent humanoid beings. Perhaps in the third Guardians of the Galaxy we will see a similar planet. At least the humanoid animals can be seen in the photos from the filming. And it could all be that Contra-Earth will be Rocket's home in the movie. Also in the comics, the Supreme Evolutionary created a semblance of a knightly order of humanoid animals to protect him. They were guided by a code of honor and defended their creator until their last breath. Agree, it would be very interesting to see reactive Racoon as a knight who at some point betrayed his kin, perhaps just because he found out what terrible experiments he'd been subjected to. Whatever it was, James Gunn said that the main focus of the film will be shifted to the disclosure of Rocket, and a lot of attention will be paid to his prehistory. Also in the trailer, we are first shown Will Poulter as Adam Warlock. The appearance of this character was teased to us in the second Guardians of the Galaxy. In one of the scenes after the credits, we were shown his cocoon. The sovereign race created it to get back at the Guardians, and perhaps the Supreme Evolutionary was involved in creating such a perfect weapon. By Poulter's own admission, he regularly sent photos and videos of himself as Adam Warlock to the studio, and he did so until he was finally approved for the role. It is more likely that Adam Warlock will not act as a constant adversary for the team in the film. It is possible that after the meeting with the Guardians, it is Rocket who will open Warlock's eyes and he will join them in the fight against the Evolutionary. In addition to Adam Warlock and the Supreme Evolutionary, we also get to see Cosmo the dog. In the comics, he was a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. In the movie, he will be played, or rather, will be voiced by Maria Bakalova, star of Borat and Body, Body, Body. The change of gender of the character in the network caused a mixed reaction, but the director quickly resolved the situation. James Gunn said that this is a reference to the first dog who went to space. And, as you know, it was female. A clever twist, so to speak. There is also Groot in the trailer. He's no longer a teenager, we've seen him in the movies before. Describing what he looks like is not easy. Imagine a pumped-up tree, if you can call it that. That's how it will look in the movie. We'll talk about Groot in our next videos. There is already a mini-animated series about him, I Am Groot, and we are already preparing an analysis of it. We'll just say one thing, it will not be considered canon, and its events will in no way relate to the main film universe. And now it's time to talk about which of the characters we're likely to say goodbye to forever in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. As we see it, there are several of the most suitable candidates. The first is Drax the Destroyer. Dave Bautista, who embodied him on screen, has long talked about wanting to leave the project. He supported James Gunn in every way possible after he was fired from Disney in 2018, and even then he declared his willingness to leave the Clone universe. So Drax's death in the film is more than possible. Moving on, actress Karen Gillan, who plays Nebula, has hinted that Thanos' death may give Gamora's sisters some levity in the film, seeing their father's death as a very cathartic experience. And Nebula wasn't known for her easy luck and judgment before. She's our second candidate for elimination from the movie universe. And closing out our list is Peter Quill. In the interview, Chris Pratt stated that his character may have some head problems in the movie. He was acutely affected by the death of his lover. And when he met an alternative version of Gamora who doesn't know him at all, it didn't do him any good. To make matters worse, the leader of the guards worried about their failure to fight Thanos on Titan. His emotions led to the flick and the disappearance of half the universe for a full 5 years. Thus Star-Lord's desire to right the wrongs of the past and lead him to sacrifice himself. Write in the comments, what do you think about this? Which of the Guardians of the Galaxy will leave us in this movie? And that's it for today. Subscribe to our non-spoiler channel. Support this video with a like. And we're off to prepare more breakdowns and reviews for you. Bye bye everyone!